Hi, Faith.
Good morning, Connie. How are you?
I am awesome. I am so excited that we are here today. I wanted to say, first of all, thank you all so very much. You have such an amazing group of individuals. Your team at Urban Roots is truly inspiring, and just to be able to be a part of the Urban Roots Art, Food, and Roots digital fundraiser that we did on Saturday was just over the top. You just have an incredible group of people that truly are passionate about what you do.
Thank you. We do. We have the best team ever. I sometimes pinch myself with relief over the board and the staff. We have such incredible people supporting us. So it's a great team.
Right when we were wrapping things up, we were on the air for 3 hours and we were collecting donations. And right at the end, we were about another 45 minutes to an hour left on our program. And you had told us that the Redfield Foundation was going to be giving us a $10,000 match and that we were going to have an hour to raise another $10,000. So whatever money was donated, that match, it would be doubled. And then at the end of the broadcast, we were all excited. We were going to let them know, we almost made it. We were almost there. And then they called and Jerry said, "Hey, Faith, let's run this until July 1st. We are willing to go the distance. We believe in what Urban Roots is doing." This just blew us away. And here we are on July 1st. How closer are we to our goal, Faith?
We are so close on that $10,000 match. So we only have $4,176 to go. I think we can do it. I really do. And 4,176, we can do it like that. And then we'll meet that match.
Well, first of all, let's bring Jerry on because I would love to talk with Jerry, and you can kind of introduce us to him and tell us a little bit about his background and how he is helping Urban Roots.
Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Faith. Hello, Connie.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you so very much. I cannot even tell you how overwhelmed and just literally in tears we were on Saturday to know that we had an opportunity to extend this match to today.
Well, we are just delighted to be able to provide further support for our friends at Urban Roots. They've been great friends for a long time. They do wonderful work. They are great partners in the community. They serve our little ones very well. They help us with our schools and our at-risk students that we have, and we just have been great supporters of them from the very beginning. So we're delighted to be able to provide a little bit of assistance, and hopefully, Faith, you'll find some way to be able to push us over the top.
We will, Jerry, we will. But it's so great to have you on here, and we're so grateful for all of your support. You've been, like you said, a longtime supporter of us, and you came to our old farm. I remember giving you a tour there, and then
Indeed.
you've come to the new farm so many times and seen the kids firsthand having their hands in the soil and going on field trips, and you've been just instrumental in supporting us. And I know that people will want to join the Redfield Foundation today because your gift is essentially doubling their donation.
Indeed, it is, and we are hopeful that we will be able to succeed shortly.
Yes, shortly. I love it. Let's do it.
Jerry, if people aren't familiar with the Redfield Foundation, could you just kind of give us a brief idea of the philanthropic work that you do? We could not be where we are today, the Urban Roots Foundation, without the help of the Redfield Foundation.
Well, Connie, we really don't have enough time for me to be able to expound on the wonderful things that the Redfield Foundation has done over the last 30 years in the community. But just simply put, we assist about 80 community partners, and on an annual basis. Community partners are local nonprofits that need foundation support. We help them on an annual basis, help them to sustain themselves, move forward with their missions, and accomplish wonderful things in the community. Urban Roots happens to be one of those partners with whom we have spent a great deal of time over the last couple of years helping them to try to expand upon their vision, to expand upon the knowledge that the community has of them. They have to have visibility in the community before they can succeed. And that's one of the things that we're trying to help them with as we move along.
Well, we greatly appreciate all of your help. And I truly have, as we've been saying throughout all of this, faith that we will reach our donation. So again, Jerry, thank you so much, and to the Redfield Foundation for the continued support of Urban Roots. We could not thank you enough. The community is indebted to you, and to keep this organization going. I know as a mom whose daughter has been attending Urban Roots camps for many, many summers, the fact that my daughter sat down last night and ate a bowl of carrots and told me those were the best fries ever, I feel like Urban Roots is working well in my family.
You know, Connie, I had a bowl of those carrots last night myself. Just terrific.
They were awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jerry. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for all of your work. Faith, we should probably bring on our councilman, Oscar Delgado, because Oscar is a really intricate part of Urban Roots and really kind of becoming that farm to table mission. I'm going to bring Oscar on with us this morning. Hi, Oscar.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Great to see you.
Good morning, Oscar. Great to see you.
Oscar, I feel like all we do is hang out on Zoom calls together.
I know. Thank you guys for having me. You guys look great.
Well, first of all, we just want to tell you we're so excited. I mean, Faith, we've got $4,176 more to reach today, so that we'll get that $10,000 match from the Redfield Foundation. But Oscar, you really understand the importance of what Urban Roots is doing in our community. And I had an opportunity to help Urban Roots with their fundraising for their teaching kitchen, which was really your brainchild. Why did you feel that this was so important to have, kind of like this was at the farm and now the table?
You know, it's been an amazing opportunity to work along with Faith and all of the other, really advocates in the community that really understand the crux of what the mission is. And that's really to try and make sure our kids and our families have a healthy lifestyle. And that really becomes part of it, is making sure they have healthy access to healthy foods. And so it's really an opportunity to sit down with Faith and a lot of the board members and say, where does that happen, right? And as sad as it is, but as real as it is more often than not, you can look at somebody's zip code and really determine where some of those issues are going to take place. And it's some of that conversation, that real conversation about saying that we don't want your zip code to have to really define what your health outcomes are going to be. But really, that's where it leads us to say that's where the most work has to take place. And so it's a great opportunity to work with Faith and a lot of the board members and some of those believers to say, let's start a farm right in an industrial commercial spot, right? What better place to do it? Just make sure that we can set it up there. And then that really defines to say that we can set it up anywhere. And so it was a great opportunity to think about it, to now design it, to build it out, and to now see it flourish is an amazing thing, not only for Urban Roots, but for the community.
Well, I can tell you right now, as a parent whose child has been highly involved in Urban Roots over the last several years, getting her engaged in the garden and just getting her to try new foods, I think that it's made it easier for her to eat healthy because it's something that she finds tangible. She was a part of making that carrot grow. She was a part of the planting process. And now, thanks to the teaching kitchen, she's in there cooking with me. And I think many of us, we have a lot of memories of growing up in the kitchen or experiences that we have with relatives. And I'm just happy that I'm able to put that tradition forward. But I think also your work with Community Alliance is that you are really, what you said about the zip code of where you live should not determine how your health is projected. I think that having these urban gardens is so key to that. Let's take out those processed foods and show you how in an urban area you can have a farm and you can grow your own food.
One of the amazing things, Connie, and really in retrospect about where we are currently with the pandemic, right, is what we know is those communities that are more prone to COVID-19 and anything else are those that are experiencing diabetes, that are experiencing obesity, that have health issues really, and they're more prone to it. And we also know that just data is showing us that, again, it's in those zip codes that we need to have access to healthy foods. We need to have more urban roots. We need to have more garden. We need to have access to some of that. And that's really a call to action to the community to say, we need to support all that we can organizations like Urban Roots. Like, we should be able to get to that 4,000 without even asking, right? Because we need to make that happen. Our community is depending on it. And so I ask everyone that's out there listening and watching that if we're talking about how do we make sure we're in front of and being preventative of and thinking forward action is supporting organizations like Urban Roots that are going to get healthy foods into some of these families, into some of our kids. They become stronger, they're healthier. We can fight back pandemics if they happen, and such as COVID-19. And again, they shouldn't define who we are. And that's really the crux of it, is thinking far ahead, looking upriver, being proactive and saying, how do we, again, make sure that we are all staying healthy for it? And that's exactly what we share at Community Health Alliance. And that's why our partnership with Urban Roots is imperative. And we look forward to working with them, not only now, but into the future.
Thank you, Oscar. It's been such a wonderful partnership. We love having the kiddos in your community come to our farm as CHA kids. You funded them to come and join us, and they're some of our favorite kids. So we need to see them. We need to see them again next summer and in the fall and in the spring. And so we want to see them. And it's been a pleasure too to provide produce from our farm for your food pantry that you have and the prescription pantry that you're running. So it's a beautiful partnership. And I know it's corny because Connie already said it, but we appreciate your faith in Urban Roots. Thank you so much.
You know, I always think about this where I had one of our kids that was in the program, healthy living program, that was also in partnership with Urban Roots, and they'd go into the gardening. They'd take their mom along with them. But nothing spoke more powerful to when the young gentleman spoke to a small group of ours to really kind of define what that experience was. And that was where he was shared with all of us how his life transformed, in terms of a few months before, saying, you know, it was an experience to go out there, but it was also an experience with his family. Mm-hmm. And so as much as our goal is for that young child to eat better, eat healthier, lose weight in a healthy way, eat the right foods, it also changed the lifestyle of the home. The family started eating better. The mom started eating better. His siblings started eating better. And to see his mom start to react and start to tear up is something that really felt to say, this is what the power is, right? And making sure that we're, again, thinking about our community, thinking about our kids, and supporting organizations like Urban Roots to say, these are literally changing lives. And so thank you to all the board members. Thank you to you, Connie, for sharing the message. And Urban, and thanks for all the hard work that you put in, Faith. It wouldn't happen without strong leadership from yours. Great.
You know, Oscar, we've kind of joked a lot through this whole process that one of the things that most parents are laughing about is when their child will take them into the grocery store and say, Mom, let's try some of that chard. And we haven't had bok choy before. Let's make this recipe.
Exactly.
And it really is a testament to what you say right there. I mean, how many of those moms have been brought in now and, wow, I didn't even know I could eat this, or now I can grow it myself. And, you know, we're creating Food Explorers, which in the end is really about creating healthy eating habits that go for a lifetime. And I know with Community Health Alliance, you're really trying to change the overall health of the community. You got to do that from the roots with those kids so that we can have longevity and a healthier lifestyle. So thank you for all the work that you're doing with Community Health Alliance and just that great partnership between you and Urban Roots. I think a lot of people who don't work in the nonprofit sector understand how much collaboration goes on between so many of our nonprofits and how we all work together so much. And I see Urban Roots working with so many other nonprofits and really working directly with the school district to help so many families in need. And so it's just great to see that sort of camaraderie of coming together. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And hats off to Jerry Smith and the Redfield Foundation. They are a strong support in making sure that collaborations and partnerships happen. I mean, it's again, thought leaders and community stakeholders like that are able to make it happen, really happen, is something that's amazing. So thankful to everyone that's on this call. And congratulations. Let's make this happen. 4,000. Come on, you guys. Community.
Yeah,
let's make
really.
This happen.
We're going to hit that 75,000. I know we'll do it. Absolutely. Thank you again, Oscar, for taking the time. We greatly appreciate it.
Of course, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Great.
Connie.
We're gonna do it.
I love this. I'm reminded of a speech I heard Jerry say last summer, and he said, collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. It's a win, win, win. That is so true. And I love that you highlighted the partnership we have with CHA. We have with so many of our community partners, so many in our community. So together we are stronger, right? And it's wonderful to have what we have from the Redfield Foundation today.
Well, we're going to do it. Again, this is all about our match, courtesy of the Redfield Foundation, a $10,000 match. And we have through the end of today to double that. Like we said, we're only $4,176 away for us to reach that $75,000 mark, which would keep the doors open. Urban Roots can continue the work that they're doing in our community. We can continue to create a healthier community by educating kids about where their food comes from, getting them in the garden, getting them engaged with garden-based education. And Faith, I know these are difficult times, but you have just a plethora of people who believe in the work that you're doing. It's amazing to see a community come together and understand the importance of our overall health and how it really does start with our kids. So it's amazing. Once again, I feel like our community, we're so blessed where we live. We really, really are, to have people like Jerry Smith and the Redfield Foundation, people like Oscar Delgado, and then just those small donations, the $20, the $1,000, the $50, the people that say, let's continue the work that Urban Roots is doing.
Well, and we're all in this pandemic where everybody's having their own personal issues happening. And it's been so heartwarming to see people continue to donate, even despite what they might have going on in their homes. But yes, every dollar, $5, it all adds up, and it will all help us keep our doors open and keep us changing the way that kids eat and learn through gardening.
And again, you can still make that donation. You can go to givebutter.com/urbanrootsnv. Once again, givebutter.com/urbanrootsnv. Send that out to all your friends. Share this with all your friends, and let's raise that, and let's go over 75,000. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm game.
Why not?
That's great. We'll keep everybody posted on our social media and let them know we're going to make this goal.
I know. Good luck. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for everything that you do in the community. And hopefully by the end of today, we'll have some great news.
We will.